Puerto Rican kid, bald head, loves snakes, loves Blizzy, Sergio Chacon.
Yeah. What up, Pa?
Peace. Welcome to the DBS Podcast. It's your boy Sergio Chacon, a.k.a. Blizzy Chacon. That shit whack. I mean, it's always gonna be Dirtbag Shit Podcast. The DBS Podcast. Yo, put on your video, Bree. Act like you did this before. You mad whack. Yo, I'm taking all the precautions necessary. I don't trust you, bro. You look like you got COVID.
Bro, you're supposed to trust the boy. We Spanish people. We don't ever catch diseases.
Yo, how you feeling, man?
I feel good, baby. You?
I'm chilling. This is an anti-drug podcast. So if you don't mind, we're gonna put that down. You know I'm in recovery, so that's very triggering to me.
Are you serious, man?
Yeah. So if you don't mind. No, I'm kidding, man. Got you. Oh,
damn, son, you caught me good, son.
Yeah, you got empathy though. I like that. You're like, my bad. You about to put the weed away like this.
Yeah.
My bad.
Oh shit. Wait, we already started?
Oh yeah. So this is what we'll do, man. We're on the cut. We're live and recording, okay. And then I do like a solo intro for you. So don't worry about that. That's gonna be separate. How you feeling, man?
Man, I feel good today. I'm happy you asked me today, not yesterday.
Listen, I want you to participate in your activity that you were just doing. I want that to be part of it.
Okay.
Don't be shy.
I wasn't gonna be shy, but then you caught me off guard, yo.
Yo, that's a dirtbag move I pulled on you.
That's a dirtbag move, bro. You living up to your name, bro. You living up to your motherfucking name. Yo. I wanted to do this before you got on.
What was that?
Yeah. I wanted to start smoking before this meeting happened.
About what?
Because I didn't want to seem like an asshole smoking in front of you.
Oh no, man, I love it. You're actually the third guest I've had in a row that lights up on the podcast. So it's like the third one, and ironically, all Latino.
All Latino.
Back to back.
Everyone. Yo. Remember, excuse me, that's for you guys. Remember when it was embarrassing to say you smoke weed? Remember that shit? Like, people would hide from it. People had they had eye drops in their pocket at all times.
Yeah, of course.
Motherfuckers don't give a fuck no more, yo.
No. Yeah, it was a time where it was taboo, really, you know. But on the flip side, there was also, like, I'm coming up for the era of the 90s, right? So there was a time when it was completely, like, totally illegal, but cats used to walk down the street and roll the dice on it, walk around with a blunt in their mouth and their hand and walk down the street. But it was illegal. Like, you could get fined or jailed for the weekend off that, you know? Yeah, I mean, and that's crazy. And there's a lot of people who are in jail, present day, who maybe pushed it, you know, sold it, whatever you want to call it, and they're still suffering the consequences from those lame ass laws from selling marijuana. And now it's like special licensing, and you're good to go depending on the state.
Bro, I was on Craigslist just in case I need to find another job, and there's a marijuana company in New York City hiring motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's probably a scam though, Bob.
Yo,
I don't trust. The only thing I trust from Craigslist is the snakes I get.
You're a wild guy, son.
You know, I buy snakes off of Craigslist.
You're a wild dude. I don't know if that's illegal. I don't know that's legal, Serge. I wouldn't say that shit on a podcast, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah, man. Yo, and when I meet these people, it's almost like meeting like a girl from an AOL chat room back in the day. It got that same feeling. So I might be chasing that.
Wait. Hold on. First of all, you ever met a girl from AOL?
Yeah. Back in the days, hell yeah, that's what I did.
Get the fuck out of here, yo.
Yeah. Before we even had pictures, if you had a picture, you would fly. You had to scan the picture, you know. But it was all broken down into words. Like,
Oh, so they would tell you.
The acronym used to be ASL, age, sex, location. So I was like, 21, male, Lower East Side, and I wrote every time I typed, it was in all caps.
Yo, I tried
like a
getting
real dirtbag.
Yeah, that's a dirt. You go dirtbag. But I tried to get some girl on Craigslist when I was younger. Like, big girl.
Oh God!
Yes, I remember. I was just a horny dude. I was like, "Fuck, I need to fuck something."
Something.
I was trying to get some bitches on Craigslist. Never worked out. Never worked out, bro.
Well, I think when you go on Craigslist, you have to be careful because that might be like someone selling sex. I'm not sure if you can find a real date on there.
No,
it might be that.
But I think I heard one of my buddies one time told me he found a chick on Misconnections.
Yeah. A misconnection. Oh, I got it.
Remember that shit?
Damn, I never heard of someone sane finding a date on Craigslist. I've never heard of it.
It's because they won't say it to you even if they did.
Yeah. You know what it is? Craigslist has such a bad rap because there were sex workers on there and they were getting killed, and there was a serial killer who preyed on sex workers, specifically from Craigslist. So any attachment to Craigslist is like frowned upon, But as far as animals, animals are concerned, I get the bulk of my animals
on Craigslist. Though. The people you buy snakes from, if they're a couple, they definitely met on Craigslist, bro.
Probably so.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
But is the family good?
Everyone's good, man. We're chilling, man. I'm enjoying this quarantine a little too much, man. Yo, this guy drinks Coca-Cola. Who drinks Coca-Cola anymore? Actually, Coca-Cola is good once in a blue. You drinking in abundance?
Recently, yes.
Yeah.
I got that. I stopped drinking soda for a while, and then I'm an addict when it comes to food. I hate when people say that shit, but I really am, bro. And once I had my first sip, I have like 37 cans in a bag right there. I remember when I used to smoke, I used to like Pepsi. Like there was something about smoking, and then like, the bubbles, the fizz of it. You ever had a cigar and like a Sunkist or some shit? No. Yo, honestly, that shit is banging. A cigar and soda. A cigar and soda is banging, bro. But specifically Sunkist? Sunkist. Like, to me, everybody got their own flavor, but like orange soda and a cigar they pair so well together, yo. Yeah. Yo, where's your discipline at, bro? Why you drinking soda and fucking smoking cigars? That's the army, bro. That shit left. That's what I'm saying. You're an army vet. Tell me a little bit about that. So, how long were you in the army for? Were you in the reserves or like the full-out army? Nah, I was active duty. I was in the infantry, and I did 3.5 years. Wow. You got what's it called? Honorably discharged? Yeah, honorably, not dishonorably. Not dishonorably, bro. I refused to. I refused it because both my brothers got medically discharged, and I was like, I'm competitive. I was like, I'm gonna finish this bitch out. I'm not gonna, and now I regret it because they're all making money and I'm not. Yeah. They're all making that military disability, but me. I mean, that wasn't your choice. You just didn't get sick. I mean, it was a medical issue I didn't get injured. I didn't get injured. Like they got look like a busted condom. Yo, bro, you look like you about to rob a C-town. For real. So you didn't get you finished your time in there. So that's just like one clip, right? 3 years is not a long time. And where were you stationed out of? That's one contract. Okay. And what was your time out there spent doing? What did you spend your time doing? Well, I was in Washington. Yo, I got really lucky, son. I didn't deploy. Okay. In hindsight, I got lucky. I didn't deploy. I was in Washington, D.C. I was around the White House. I was doing a lot of funerals and color guard stuff. I was receiving dignitaries from different countries and shit. And just, training like if I'm a regular infantryman, trying to be, at one point I was trying to become a ranger because I thought I was going to do another term, but then I said, fuck that shit. Right. Yeah, man. And then 2017, I got out. And what's your sentiment with the, like, what's your feeling with the military? So you're not like,
Yeah, there's a lot of bullshit involved in that, like anti-military.
Mad bullshit involved.
There is, right? Like, give me an example of something that you dealt with that might have been a little bit like bias or.
So we were doing like I don't know about they're openly racist. Like, even though they try real hard to say they're not, but like, and they can't help it, and it's kind of funny when they are. Like,
when you get some dude from Iowa or like North Dakota, because that's what happens, right? People from all over the country are just suddenly working together, and
not
they might
all
be
over
in a
the country,
position of power.
5 states, like Oklahoma, Texas, Missouri, and some other shit, and Montana.
Wow.
Those are the guys.
Mean, and you're Puerto Rican.
I'm Dominican, but I grew up with Puerto Ricans.
Okay, so you're so yeah, they don't even know what a Dominican is. I'm Puerto Rican and Dominican.
You know
they don't know. They're looking at us like you're fucking Mexican to me.
You're Mexican, bro. You Mexican. If you tell them like, you know that joke was like they fucking go what's Dominican? You tell them you're Dominican, like what is that? What part of Mexico is that?
Yeah,
like,
dirtbags.
Fucking know, son. But they're fun though. They're fun and they always got your back.
So wait, give me an example of like some openly racist shit that you're just like, it's crazy, right? When someone's like this blatantly racist and they're so unaware of it that you just kind of shrug your shoulders to it. You're
no. This motherfucker was definitely aware. You know, I tell you what, you ready for this one?
Yeah.
You ready for this one? Okay, so one day I walk in and it's like Wednesday. And there's this guy, Nelson and Apgar. I'm gonna say their names, they don't matter, right? And they go, man, I hate Mondays.
Which, by the way, if you regret saying anyone's name, it's fine. All you have to do is Venmo me $20 and I'll edit it out. That's how I make my money. I don't got the Patreon set up.
Fuck yeah, bro. That's how you do it.
I always set traps for people and I say, give me names. Then they regret it. I'm like, yeah, you got Venmo?
I like that.
I'm a dirtbag.
Yeah, I love it. So this dude's go, I hate Mondays. The Mondays are here. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Today's Wednesday. He goes, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the weekday. I'm talking about them. And he looked at black people. I'm like, what? He goes, nobody likes Mondays. And he just walked away. Yo, wild shit, bro.
So he tied in like a dirtbag, unoriginal cliche into his racism. Like, I hate people who say, I hate Mondays. Those people annoy the hell out of me. That is that basic personality. You know that personality, right? It's like, how you doing? It's Monday. Like, you just want to know how they're doing.
And wait till hump day. Like,
God, I hate all that shit. It's like, dude, don't even say anything. Don't even sign on to your social platform if you're gonna dispute a dumbass unoriginal meme that's gonna say Happy Hump Day. Like all of it is garbage.
Shut up.
Shut up.
They don't got enough of their friends that just are mean. They need meaner friends, bro.
Yeah.
And that was the army though. Like, okay, so I was in a team with these guys. So let's say we're doing a drill and I'm fucking up. And I'm being lazy. They're like, man, aren't you Mexican? Don't you work hard? Like they would just go whatever racist shit they know, they would just spew out.
Yeah.
But it was honestly, it's gonna sound wild. It was in good fun.
Yeah, a good time.
It was legit and good.
So
fun.
Overall, the experience was good.
Yeah, I feel like I just defended racists on this podcast, but like,
No, I think I get what you're saying. I think that was maybe their playful way of interacting with you. And overall, like you felt like they had your back and they were cool. Am I correct in saying? Is that 100%. What it is? 100%. Yeah, I mean, listen, I've worked with people when I was doing I used to work with a plumbing company, and there was guys who they're from deep parts of Long Island or Queens, where there's not a lot of Latinos or blacks or whatever. Anyway, every now and then some shit would surface. I'm like, they would say some wild shit. But for the most part, I felt like they were cool enough. I just thought they were a little bit ignorant, Yeah. And I had to put them in their place every now and then. But I don't feel like their heart was and I don't feel like they were bad people. You know what I'm saying? Mm. What they're saying is bad and it's dirtbag and it's wrong. But I don't think like their core of their existence was like, kill them. I just think it's this ignorant shit that they were raised up believing. And they kind of moved around that way. You know what I'm saying?
Also, you couldn't be in another company and say some wild shit to me like that, right? So let's say I was an Alpha company. If Bravo come to me and be like, yo, Mexican, come over here, Nelson or Apgar be the first one to smack him in the face. Like, you don't talk to our resident Mexican here like that. Like, that's our job. And they'll fuck them up. There's no games.
Wait, so you're saying that if you were rolling with the racist white boy crew and you bumped heads with another crew of white boys, if they spoke that way, they would defend you. They were like, no, you can't talk to
100%. Like, they wouldn't even...
That's weird. So you dealt with that sort of like people you didn't even know kind of throwing shit out there like that?
Yo, son. Oh, yeah, but...
Okay, now I can't defend it anymore. I was trying to defend like two white boys. I was giving them a pat, but he's saying this shit happened over and over with different crews?
Different crews, bro. Yeah. But I think...
out of nowhere, they would say, hey, Mexican, like that?
Oh, they'll imply it somehow.
Yeah.
You know? But it's... Hold on, I was going to say some shit about that. I forgot. It slipped my mind. Oh, I think it had to do because I was in the infantry, bro. Like, if I was like a cook or like a mechanic, no, not a mechanic, like or like a MP, like a police officer in the army, you're dealing with a lot more Latinos and Black people.
Yeah.
Right? Because
so the infantry didn't have a lot of
not
people.
A lot.
Okay.
Not a lot. And they're smarter. Everyone else who chose anything other than infantry is just smarter. We get paid the same amount of money. You know, like it doesn't change up.
What do you mean by smarter? Like you have to take different tests, or it's considered higher ranking?
No. They're not smarter because of like they got a higher IQ. I'm talking about they were smarter in terms of like they picked a job where they didn't really need to potentially risk their lives.
Oh, got it. Smarter in the sense that they're pretending like they're defending the country, but they're not. They're just bullshit.
Nah, I'm not saying
but they got to wear that label. you're a dirtbag, bro. You're so appropriate for this show.
Yo, son, let me tell
Yo. So I thought first, wait, come on. So you don't have to go into the line of fire. When you say infantry, I'm thinking first infantry. That's different?
Infantry that's not everybody. That's 1% of the army.
Okay, but infantry, aren't you the first ones to go out?
Yeah.
So what do you mean that you're not really risking your life?
I'm not saying me. I'm talking about other people. Like if I chose a different job, I would have been around more Black people and Latinos.
Yeah, but you said that infantry is smarter because...
No, not smarter. Everyone else is smarter for not choosing that.
Oh, okay. Okay, so infantry is like frontline shit.
Yeah.
But I thought you said that infantry was smarter because you guys are not like in the
no. If I said that, I misspoke. I meant the other people.
Maybe you didn't. You know, I don't listen very well.
Okay.
This podcast is helping me. It's helping me listen better. That's the only reason why I'm doing this, to become a better listener.
That's good, bro. Look at you.
So you admittedly wanted to be in the infantry because you wanted some action, or because you weren't really thinking it out. Like what would and you didn't get deployed.
I didn't get deployed. I just got lucky. So it's a wild story. It's too long to say, but like me and my brother joined together, and when we were going into the recruiter's office, we would like.
How old were you?
I was 23. He was 20.
And what inspired that move?
Son, Barack Obama.
Really? You heard one of his speeches? You're like, yo, yo. I mean, that dude had the best speeches, though, man. He'll give you goosebumps. He spoke so well, passionate, articulate,
and funny.
And he knew his shit.
Yeah.
Charming
as a mother.
He knew how to use his hands and paws at the perfect time. We all had mad crushes on Obama. We're like, oh shit.
But nah, it's because this motherfucker, like when I finished high school, that's when he was inaugurated, right? And then 4 years later, he was getting reelected, and I hadn't done shit since high school. I just knew like, damn, I seen this motherfucker his second inauguration, and I haven't completed anything in 4 years. So that's why I joined the Army personally.
So he was kind of like a timestamp for you.
A timestamp, bro.
Wow. So you saw him do something like 4 years later, he had his shit together, and you're laid up with ankle socks, smoking a blunt like, yo, I did this 4 years ago, same shit.
Same shit, bro. It was, and my brother was like, yo, what are we doing? I was like, yo, let's go to the Army.
Really? Like this late, yo, what? if you guys had that conversation, I want to just imagine what your body position was. Were you laying on your belly, like playing video games? I'm trying to get a visual. Like, what inspired that conversation?
I just walked into the room. He was playing Gears of War or some shit.
Oh, he was playing a video game.
Yeah, he was. And he turned to me. He goes, yo, Kev, I can't do this every day for the next 2 years.
Why? Why 2 years? I can't do this for the next 2 years. Like, you gave him a contract. You're going to play video games with me for the next 2 years. Damn. So you guys were living together.
Yeah. We were we were living in the same building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you guys both, is he older or younger?
He's my younger brother.
Okay.
Yeah. I was 23, he was 20 when we signed that contract.
Wow.
You know what's crazy? I'd be a better soldier now than I was then. Way better. I'm just way smarter. I wish I was in now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yo, so check this out, son. Fucking within a week after I fucking came back to New York City, right? I decided I want to see all my brothers. I got 4 brothers, right?
So you were 3 years out in Washington.
3.5 years.
And then honorably discharged. You did your time.
Did my time. I was like, I don't want to do this shit again.
Yeah. So you reconnected with your brothers?
I hadn't seen them all together in one time.
Now you're talking about your blood brothers or like your army brothers, the one that call you nigga?
My blood brothers. My blood brothers.
Not the ones that call you the N-word? And
no, not these niggas. No. So, I'm with my brothers. I decided I'm going to take them out. One of my brothers couldn't come. It was just 2 of my crazy brothers, right? And
wait, how many brothers you got?
I got 4.
Okay.
So, 2 of them came out.
Dominican stay horny.
Yo, so we got
my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, comes from a family of 9.
Oh.
Yeah, his mother was popping babies since the age of 14.
Well, my biological dad has like fucking, I have 30 other siblings from my dad.
See? Look what I uncovered.
Yo, he had to buy a farm, son. He legit bought a farm.
And everyone had their role.
Everyone had a role, man.
Oh. All right, so you're out with your brothers.
I'm out with my brothers, bro. The ones that you don't really want to be out with, right? We all have those siblings.
Yeah. And
because they're crazy, like they start fights and shit like that. But I'm figuring we're older, we can just chill. And I told them, don't worry about spending money. Everything's on me.
Look at this guy. Came out the army like that, balling.
I had some money in my pocket. Bro. So I'm buying dinner. I'm buying drinks. I'm like, don't be shy. Order what you want.
Everything on me. Tad steak. Why do I picture you at Midtown? Like where you guys at?
On 86.
Upper East Side is whack though.
No, I know, but I thought it was gonna be calm for my brothers. That's why I wanted to go there.
So you took him to the Upper East Side. That place has no soul.
No soul, just white niggas, right?
Money.
For money. So we went from that place, and I knew I should tell these guys to go home, right? After we had dinner and drinks. But I was like, yo, I haven't spent time with them. Things are going great. Let's go to another bar, right? We go to another bar, and we drink with these Irish guys. I don't even know how we fucking started hanging out with them, right? And next thing I know, my brother's going into one of their faces, like, yo, what up, man? Like, how you doing? Why you talking to me so close? And I'm like, oh, shit, it's time to get out of here. So I grabbed my brothers. We don't get into a fight. I was like, yo, let's go to McDonald's. Let's chill. Let's get something to eat. Now, before I went into McDonald's, I gave one of my little brothers some money for his pocket because he was struggling, right?
I like the way you say that. I gave him some money for his pocket. I like that. I like that. I haven't had guests like that in a while, so all my you know what I'm saying? I like that. So we move around different. I threw some money in his pocket. So you can move accordingly.
I didn't really sound like that. Right now.
All right. So you're in McDonald's. You threw the younger brother some money.
Yeah, this is before like we even went out, and he didn't pay for dinner or none of the drinks, so he still got all the money I gave him in his pocket. Yeah. And I'm ordering, and he goes, "Kev, you got can you pay for this in cash? Can you pay for this on your card? I don't want to break a 20. The 20 I gave him, right?
Dirtbag brother.
So I'm looking at him, and my brother, at the time, he has robbed me because he's suffered with drug addiction and stuff. And I thought he was hustling me, and it was irking me, right? And there's liquor in me now, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, my man, pay for your shit, man. And I swiped, and he wouldn't let it go. He wouldn't let it go, right? Oh, by the way, all my brothers are kickboxers. They're jujitsu experts. Like,
even the one that didn't want to break the 20.
Even him, he's a boxer.
Wow.
We all cut from that cloth, right? So anyway, so I'm getting pissed and I'm starting to say some shit, right? I'm like, yo, shut the fuck up. You a bum. Like, I'm drunk, you know what I'm saying? And my other brother's trying to defuse it. And then for some reason, the guy who wanted the McDonald's money, right, on top of the money I gave him, he goes, yo, shut up. You a crack baby. Nobody listens to you.
This is your brother telling you that.
This is my brother. This is all three of us. Right? He told that to my other little brother. And that infuriated me because family business is family business. I stay at home. Right? There's no need to tell everybody else he's a crack baby.
Yeah.
So
you can say it, but you don't want him saying it.
I don't want him saying it. Not outside, right?
Not at McDonald's.
Hey, yo, we got our uncle over there in the corner, so he didn't know that shit, man. So I'm like, yo, why the fuck would you say that? And I did some dramatic. I said, meet me outside, right?
One of your brothers who's a trained professional.
Yeah.
Like a trained fighter.
Both of them are trained fighters.
So you're about to fight your brothers.
I'm about to fight one of my brothers.
Which one? Which martial art does he know?
The one I'm about to fight, boxing.
Oh, boxing. Okay.
Bro, I go outside, do some wild dramatic shit. Like, I took my jacket and I threw it on the ground, yo. It was embarrassing, yo. I turn around. As soon as he walks out, I just hit him with a jab. Boom. His face, I caught him lovely. He started swelling up right away.
Your brother, the boxer, didn't move against your fucking lazy-ass jab?
Yo, bro, first of all, I was I was still in shape.
Oh, yeah. But did you box too? Do you have a
yeah.
Oh, word? Dope. No wonder you took a liking to that joke I had, and you did the editing for it with the boxing. You got it.
I got it right away, yo.
Yeah, you even shared. I appreciate that. All right, so you hit him with a jab. Bow, you snapped it, you stepped into it.
Stepped into it, hit him. And
that's a dirtbag punch to catch somebody with, because you usually, when you want to like hit somebody, you're trying to give them the power. Yo, you just gave him a nice stiff jab. That's only because you love him. Like, I'm gonna hold this.
So, but this is a dirtbag move. I did it the moment he opened the McDonald's door.
He didn't even think it was a punch. He thought it was like bird shit. Like, the fuck?
He's like, what the fuck was that? But as soon as I hit him, Serge, guilt ran over me. Yeah. Again, I'm 27 at this time. I'm like, why did I just hit my own brother in the streets? What am I doing?
Yeah.
As soon as I thought that was in my head, bang, bang, he two pieces me. I didn't even see them. It was dark out. Like,
oh, you making excuses. He didn't see it. You know how bright the front of every McDonald's in the country is? Yo, one thing about McDonald's, they have good fluorescent lighting. You saw that shit.
Yo, Serge. Yo, why you calling me out, bro? Why you calling me out?
Gang. He's a trained boxer, bro. That's going to happen. That's hilarious.
Cut in my eye, bleeding. My chin, 5 stitches.
Wait, so he dropped it with the 1-2?
He didn't drop me. I wanna tell you right now, he did not drop me.
Okay, how'd you get cut in your chin?
Because he hit me with the 2 there.
He spit your chin with a 2? That means he turned it over nicely.
He turned it over.
See, for people who are listening, who are not, you don't know about fighting, whatever, you can't cut some, there's probably hair there. You got a beard, 27. I mean, that's not easy to cut. What his brother did was turn it over around those first 2 knuckles and probably just cut that shit.
And let me tell you something. I heard ringing in my ears.
You almost got stretched out.
Bro. So then my other brother saw this. Because he just called him a crack baby. So he has a lot of resentment building up. He goes and he kicks him in the midsection 2 times. Bang, bang. Right?
He knows like Muay Thai or some shit.
Yeah, he's a kickboxer, undefeated kickboxer, and he's a brown belt of jiu-jitsu.
Jesus. That's a dangerous motherfucker right there.
Dangerous. Also, infantry, soldier. He joined after me.
Yeah.
Also, crazy. Like, legit a crazy person, bro.
What do you think the craziness comes from? It's like a chemical imbalance, or just like upbringing, or
upbringing, and he's a crack baby, son. Like, there's not a lot that he just overreacts to everything. He's an angry dude.
Yeah.
And he doesn't he don't like seeing me get hit, right?
Yeah.
So he kicks my other little brother, kicks him in the leg, stomach. He's fucking him up for a little bit, and he falls back. And he goes, all right, come on, let's go. I'm not going to kick you no more. Let's throw straight fists. We in 86th Street and 3rd Avenue or 2nd Avenue. It's 2 a.m. Cops roll up, because McDonald's called the cops, right? They roll up. They were there in like 10 seconds, bro. I'm pulling. Me and my brother are bleeding from our faces, right? Cops come up like, yo, what's going on? Yada, yada, yada. And my brother, everything is good. Everything is good. We're going to go home, right? Cops are about to leave us alone. My kickboxer brother, who's insane, starts yelling at the cops. What the fuck you gonna do? What the fuck you gonna do? Let me get your badge number. I'm looking at him.
God. Couldn't leave well enough alone.
Bro, I don't know why these cops did not want to fuck with us. They went on about their merry way.
Wow.
The brother that punched me in the face twice calmed everyone down. We went to the corner, and then we just cried like some little hoes. We cried because, no, I'm sorry to be
mad unstable and emotional at this point.
Yo, we mad emotional. Check this. So at this time, I'm living with my girlfriend. We just moved in together.
Nice.
Right?
This is what you bring to the table. Cut face. Did you bring your brothers to the new lab? The new crib?
No.
2 days before the housewarming party, dry blood on the toilet seat.
Bro, first of all, she didn't know I never even texted her that I was staying out that late.
Oh, God.
I took an Uber all the way home to Queens.
Yeah, this is recently. Ubers were in style? I'm trying to get a timeline.
This is 2017.
Yeah, that's not a long time ago.
3 years ago.
It makes me think twice about hanging out with the guy. You might get me into trouble.
No. When I'm by myself, it's different. So, I go home, bro, and she's an EMT, right? So I walk in.
Stitch your ass up.
She looks at me. No, she's going to work, bro. It's 5 a.m. She's going to work like this, bro. Right? I look like I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin and shit. Like I'm mankind after the Hell in the Cell. And she's looking at me. She goes home. She goes to work. She texts me, Kevin, tell me now, is this going to be like a thing? Is this going to be a thing now that you're back? Because I can leave now.
Wow.
And I should have took that out. We lasted for like another 2 years, and then, yeah.
Why, you kept on fighting and shit? You kept on getting into...
No. No.
What do you mean you should have took that out? What do you mean by that?
Because then I got into comedy, and then it just got weird with her, you know?
Yeah. You know what's funny? The first girlfriend I was with when I first started comedy, that broke off too. It was almost like I left her for comedy. You know, because I became so obsessed with this, and it was something I was so interested in, and the energy was pulling me in different directions. It was very positive because it was like I had a creative outlet, and she was very supportive. But for some reason, I just outgrew everything about that relationship. That's the way it felt, at least. And yeah, I mean, shortly after I started comedy, like I would say 6 to 8 months, and we were together like 2 years.
Same thing, bro.
It's like you shed off the skin, and then like, you know,
also,
here I go shedding off the skin. I got snake analogies.
Yo, you're a dirtbag.
But yeah, no, I definitely. I wonder if that's the same thing that kind of happened to you, besides coming home with two fucking open wounds.
Yo, when I told her you're gonna go to the hospital because she saw the bottom of my chin.
Yeah.
Right. She goes, you got to get that stitched. I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna sleep it off. Right.
I'll put some Brugal on it.
No, I was gonna like put some Vaseline on it and go to bed.
This guy thinks he was in a real fucking 12-round fight. I just throw some Vaseline on it. This guy thinks he's Vitaly Klitschko. Remember when Vitaly Klitschko got that cut? Who gave him that cut? Lennox Lewis?
I don't remember the fight.
I'll send it to you after this. So you got the cut. Did she stitch it up or she took it to the hospital?
No, I ended up going to the emergency room. By the way, still contracted under the Army.
Super dangerous.
I was scared they were going to call me and tell me to go back. Because I had a month of vacation before my contract ended it, so I took it all. But if they found out I got into a fight, technically I'm still the property of the Army. They could be like, you know what? Maybe you're not safe for the next 30 days. You need to hang out on base. Yeah, so that was but that didn't happen. I just, yeah.
Wow. That's a wild story.
So I'm living a wild life, bro. I'm living a wild life, cuz. Oh my goodness. My brother
wasn't that long ago too. I got the story nice and fresh.
Yo, my brother's an asshole for real. The one that called the other brother a crack baby. He called me from jail the other day, right? He's in jail. He's doing some time for some shit he did. And he goes to me, he goes, Kev, you're not going to believe this. I saw some big-ass Taco Fall motherfucker. You know who Taco Fall is?
No.
Taco Fall is an NBA player, and he's 7'8".
Okay.
Right? I said, what do you mean, like 7 feet tall? He goes, no, he was 7'8" in jail.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So I went up to him, and he goes, I went up to him, and he goes, hey, man, why the fuck you here not playing ball? Right? And the guy goes, what you in here for? Right? He goes, oh, I fucked up my wife. He goes, my brother's like, how bad you fucked up your wife? You got a federal charge for it, son. Right?
How is that a federal charge? Isn't that
He's lying. He's lying. He did some other shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So my brother goes, he looks at him, he goes, yo, you know you're the biggest waste of talent I've ever seen? 40 seconds of knowing him, by the way, and walked away from him. That's my brother in a nutshell. He's always done shit like that. He don't know how to turn it off, bro.
So the guy did it. I wonder. So it's like a federal crime, like larceny, grand larceny, or something.
Like larceny, conspiracies. Yeah.
It's an easier time. I mean, it's not easy, but it's an easier time than some like a violent crime or something, right? That time is easier.
Oh, this is violent crime.
Even so, you could get federal. I don't know the difference. So at this point, like different crimes fall into different categories, and which prison you. So different crimes fall into a certain category, but how? So certain crimes will get you into federal prison. What's the other type of prison called?
I don't know, bro. I don't know the rules. I never.
Yeah. I just know. I felt like every time I've heard of federal prison, it was like tax evasion, conspiracy, grand larceny.
Conspiracy. There's murder. There's guys who committed murder. What my brother is right now.
Wow, I didn't know there was possible for them to go to federal prison. I thought federal prison was more like, book stuff, and I thought violent crimes was somewhere else. Wow, so
they're in the same hole, bro.
Ugh.
But that's how many criminals they start networking with each other and shit.
And they become better criminals.
Oh, way better criminals, bro. Way better criminals. I think that a lot of people that lie, either they don't want people to look up their case because they're about to snitch, right? Or they're a rapist,
right?
Or like a child molester,
right?
A lot of the guys that lie.
Yeah, but that stuff comes out, man. People fucking know. You can't be in prison and that shit comes up.
Yeah, man.
That shit comes up. You know what? For in my downtime, what I do for fun, I look up child molesters in my neighborhood just to see how close they are. I do that shit for fun, and then I get angry. I'm so weird. I get angry, then I get happy. I'm like, oh man, I hope something goes down so I can smash this dude. I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I creating this drama in my life? Like, because I live in the Lower East Side, so there's a concentrated area where it's highlighted blue with like pedophiles.
Do they tell you what they did?
Yeah. You could pick them out, and it says like, sodomy in the second degree,
Shit.
Yeah,
you hear some wild shit?
But the reason why there's so many, like in this area, there's a shelter on Bowery, and a lot of them, in and out of jail. So they're all in like a concentrated area.
All right, so let's say if somebody like got a sexual charge or whatever, as a predator, because he peed by a school? Will they say that? Like you're publicly?
Yeah.
That's fire. They should have that should be a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I never seen one that that's bad. That's terrible if that happens to somebody. It could be anybody just not realizing, and it's like, you're still a dirtbag for peeing in public. But if it's by a school in the middle of the day, and then you get caught and you're considered like a what do they call them? It falls under some umbrella. They got a label for them. It's not it's not a pedophile, but like, whatever, it's considered a sexual crime against a minor or something. But I don't know if that would be the case if you urinated by a school. I don't know. I do know that if you're 21 and you sleep with someone who's 17, that's considered statutory rape, right? And you see those cases sometimes. And the thing is, I'm a little bit like, listen, when I was 21, I didn't partake in that, right? But I could see how a young person might get caught up in that, right? It's easier. I don't think that's, and I think it's just more room for error without realizing what you're really getting yourself into, because it's so close to the age. 18,
I don't understand. Here's the thing. This is what bothers me with that shit. If she can't get into
my bad. And what I was trying to fucking dumbed out today. Sex offenders, right? It falls under that category of sex offenders. All right.
Fucking, I don't understand like anyone who dates someone who can't get into a bar. Yeah,
I mean, it's I always found that odd, like someone who, when I was 21, but me personally, I prefer to date people my age or older. I've always been like that. So I never understood that, but I could see how that could go wrong. Someone lies about their age, not defending any of these, but there's a more possibility to kind of slip up without intentionally wanting to partake in that, with such a close, it's such a close gap.
Yo, remember the dirtbags that you grew up with and I grew up with that would say wild shit like 16 and over, bend them over?
Yeah, dirtbags. Yeah, that shit used to make me cringe.
Yo.
Or what was another dirtbag one?
That's the only one I remember.
There's another one. It was a real dirtbag, creepy shit, like grass on the field you play. It was something like that. And every time I heard it, I was like, what the fuck? Like,
look at
you gotta understand. Well, no, go ahead.
Yeah, I dated a 20-year-old when I was 24. That shit was difficult as fuck, yo. We couldn't do anything together.
That's annoying.
Yo.
Yeah, it's mad whack. Yeah. I mean, you partake in dating someone who's considerably younger. It's a roll of the dice, and so because if you fall into that label of a sex offender, you're assed out. You got to register every year.
Yeah, tell everybody.
You got to tell everybody. And the thing is, like, we're talking about.
You hear the pedophile theme song?
No.
You're
putting it on?
No. The pedophile theme song is the ice cream truck. Just pass on. It's a song.
Oh, I thought R. Kelly was playing in the background or some shit. I was like. Which, by the way, I was talking to a friend about separating the artists from their heinous crimes, and I'm able to do that. Granted, I don't have an experience with sexual assault. No one in my family has ever been through that, so I can listen to an R. Kelly song and think I like this song, even though I'm not a big R. Kelly fan.
Yeah,
I can listen to the R. Kelly song, and that's close to my heart for whatever reason. Maybe because I lost my virginity to an R. Kelly song at the age of 18. So I can't give you that back, man. This is mine now.
Yeah.
But people get upset. Like one time I was at the gym and I played Biggie Smalls and they had an R. Kelly hook, right? And this dude is boxing. He's like, we may want to shut that off. I'm like, what? Yeah, dude. Like, you know what? So I wasn't even thinking about that. And this is what happens with certain people. They make you their thoughts. I wasn't thinking about, like I said, a hook from a song. It's a combined.
So what is this doing? Is it like fucking bringing up things for him? Like Oh, this makes me want to go buy
Yeah,
his
no,
shoes
I
now.
get, yeah. Whatever the case, what happens to people, man, is they become reactionary to every little thing. The fact of the matter is, and I may have said this on a podcast before, but when you start doing that, you have to be very careful, right? Because who's exempt and who's not? Because that means the movie you watch was probably created by Harvey Weinstein, and we know what he did, and he had his hands all over the place. So the moment you start picking and choosing what we're gonna cancel and totally put away, like you have to think, like the guy R. Kelly, if he committed those crimes, which I think he did, needs to be put away. Harvey Weinstein needs to be put away. But their art, the stuff that they created, is good stuff. We might as well keep that. That's for us. You know, it's the work, right? I mean, granted, we don't want to finance anything they're doing anymore, but if it's something they did in the past or something, I think it should be celebrated. It's their art. They shared it with us. They gave it to us. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that R. Kelly, let's say he was out, found not guilty, and he was out, right? You think he should still be able to make royalties on that music?
I do, because it's his work.
That's true.
I think it's his work. You know, listen, I don't know. What I know is the fine details. And once again, this is coming from someone who's not even a fan of his. I just look at it like this. If he created something, put his blood, sweat, and tears into creating something, that belongs to him. And he shared it with people, the music, and it inspired people, and people love it. That relationship should still be intact. Everything else, if he committed a crime, he needs to suffer those consequences, of the law or whatever. But if he's, off the hook or whatever, absolutely, he should still, you can't, and especially if he's found not guilty, yeah, he's not guilty. Granted, it might be bullshit, but you have to look at things like, this is separate from, what he did behind the scenes. Like, he should still make money off his work.
Yo, you know whose work is still out that they don't take down? You know that Seventh Heaven, the father? You ever seen Seventh Heaven?
I've heard of it.
Well, the father on there is a child molester.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
That's like a fucking a Christian show.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
And they still play the reruns, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. See, the conversation needs to be had, right? All of it needs to happen. The conversation with sexual assault, the conversation on how men treat women, all that stuff needs to happen. When it happens, it's so radical and so new that in the forefront of like the public, that people's reactions are very strong, but they need to be cased individually. You know what I'm saying? You can't just say, oh, this person did this, and so we take them all down. You can't do that because it's unfair. Like, you gotta really do it by a case scenario. Like, certain things that people say, they're getting canceled. Meanwhile, people who committed real crimes are still on the loose. It's nuts. So it's like really out of whack. I think eventually it balances out. It's a good thing that all the exchanges are happening, but it got to a point where it was like people who said certain things get in trouble, but people who committed actual crimes, they're still able to proceed.
Also,
you know what I'm saying?
Stop snitching. Like, stop snitching on people who say shit.
Yeah, and that's a whole different thing. Like, listen, there's certain things, like if you commit a crime, especially certain crimes, like if it's like a sex crime, yeah, those motherfuckers should be snitched on. They should be.
I'm talking about people like, they said something on Twitter 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, that shit is awful.
Yo, why you snitching, bro?
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. It's awful. It's so irrelevant, and it's so and it's one of those things that you can see the importance of it, especially when we're going through a real crisis like we're going through now.
Yo.
Like, you realize the importance of bullshit like that. And it just so happens that and I said this earlier, that we were in the midst of a cancel culture. And what happened? We all got canceled.
All of us.
Mother Nature was like, yo, you guys are bickering a little too much. We're shutting all this shit down.
Oh yeah, you want some safe space? You want some safe space, bro?
Yo, stay at home.
You quarantine now. How you like that?
Right. For real, that's funny.
Yo,
Real
man.
shit.
I was at a bar and I just met these girls. We hanging out. It's a good time. and then somebody started, the bar started playing Michael Jackson, right? And some other person who we don't know started dancing at the bar, like Michael Jackson, killing the game, by the way. Right? And I'm like looking at it, happy and shit. And one of the girls turns to me, she goes, "How could you be nodding your head? And how could they be dancing to this child rapist?"
Yeah. See, like.
And I'm like, I was being an asshole. I did some dirtbag shit, and I was like, he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Right? Because I didn't want, like, I wanted to ruin.
Where's the solid evidence?
The evidence.
Get to that conversation at the corner of the bar over drinks, just arguing about bullshit.
It's like, who do you know that can confirm that he did those acts? And then she goes, "Did you see the HBO documentary?"
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, I saw like 10 seconds of it, and that's it. She goes, "Well, until you see that, you don't have the answers."
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, yeah, but he didn't do it. Right? And then, bro, I swear to God, she starts yelling at the top of her lungs at a bar in New York City on a Tuesday. That means there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Like, there's few people there. She's yelling at me. "Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He's a molester." I'm like, what?
Oh, God.
This chick, son. That's how crazy people are, bro.
Right.
And then I told her some wild shit. Who's that dude from Deuce Bigelow, the black guy?
But I don't know who that is.
You never saw Deuce Bigelow? Eddie Griffin.
Yeah.
I told her, I know this because Eddie Griffin said so. That's what I told her.
Yeah, Eddie Griffin's is a funny motherfucker.
One of the
funniest. Have you ever seen him live?
No.
You're talking about the comedian?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eddie Griffin. From Chicago? Is he from Chicago? From the Midwest.
He sounds
my boy, may he rest in peace, Angelo Lasada. He opened for him at Levity Live.
Yeah.
And he said that Eddie goes up and that but before he gets booked for the club, Kev, check this out. He'll tell the owners, which by the way, the people at Levity Live, the same owners at Gotham Comedy Club, they're dope, man. They're real into comics. Like,
really?
They're probably some of the best owners in the world as far as a comedy club goes. The way they move their ship, the way they groom comics, the fairness, the way they pay, they're pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're dope. They're dope. So anyway, Eddie Griffin, every time he works, he has two requests.
Okay.
One is he needs a case of champagne in the green room,
Okay.
and he needs fresh Air Ones. For every night, he wears a fresh, and he won't do the show like it's part of the contract.
Is it his writer? That's
my boy Angelo was telling me, he's like, "Yo, Pop, every night before every show, he put on a fresh pair of Air Ones, smell them, put them on."
I like that.
That's hilarious, right? So we were trying to get on the bottom of it. I was like, "What do you think is the reasoning behind that?" He's like, "You know what? He was probably on the grind for years, probably never got. So that's like his, that's him showing I could do what I want." And it's a little thing. It's easy enough to do. Like maybe one of the waitresses have to run to Foot Locker.
Yo, Serge.
You get the Air One.
Serge, have you ever put on a fresh pair of Air Ones?
Oh, it's the best feeling in the world.
It's the best. Imagine going out on stage right after you put that on in the green room.
You can still smell the crisp white leather.
Eddie Griffin knew what he was doing.
Yeah. So he would go up, and he got one of those cult followings that he rips. He's a funny dude. He rips. So one day he's up, and he's probably like an hour in, and he yells to Angelo. He goes, Angelo, where you at?" And Angelo, runs up. Luckily he was in the showroom. He runs up and said, "What's up, Pop?" He said, "I need you to hold that. I gotta take a piss."
What?
Yo,
How many
goes.
How many people?
It's a full house, 300, 400 people. Yo, he goes. Angelo's was a beast. Like, he's a beast. Like, he can handle any situation. So he probably he probably made jokes about that.
Of course, you got to.
Yeah, and I think he peed in the champagne bottle because he never went outside. And then he comes back. He's like, "Good looking, baby, good looking." And that's another hour.
He did 2 hours?
He did 2 hours. He would do 2-hour shows.
Man, that's wild. And still have an opener is crazy, though.
Yeah. So he was wild funny. And this bizarre, man. It's this bizarre behavior. You know what I'm saying?
He had bizarre. But I remember he did an interview with Vice, not with Vice, with Vlad TV.
Yeah.
And he was like adamant that like Michael Jackson never touched those kids.
Yeah.
They lying. And I was like, I don't know. I believe Eddie Griffin. And I just took it for Eddie Griffin's word.
Well, listen, the fact of the matter is, like.
But we don't know. None of us.
Yeah,
know.
I mean, listen, all these things we don't know. My point is that I can always, and this is because I'm not directly affected. I got empathy, right, for anyone who's dealing with a tragedy like that, whatever. But I know I personally can separate the crime from the artist's works. And I love music so much like that. And it's had such a bigger influence than the bad stuff that he did. Like in terms of my individual life and the way I interact with people, his music inspires and pushes me more than the negative stuff. So I can separate the two. The same thing with Kanye. Like I love Kanye. His antics, I don't even listen to them, dog. His music, I love. But when I see him rolling the White House, you know, with the MAGA hat and doing all this dumbass shit, I'm able to separate. I don't even think about it too much. But the music I like.
I love Kanye music.
Yeah. And you know, I just utilize, those are the tools he gave me. That's the gift he's sharing. That's the good stuff. And I'm gonna put more attention towards that. All the other shit, someone else can help him resolve that or complain about it. I'm not gonna even put energy into that.
Well, I feel like Kanye did that shit because Trump paid him to sell those hats. So like, you know how he was wearing those MAGA hats? Maybe they wasn't coming off the shelves as much. And Trump wanted everyone buying those hats, bro.
Yeah, who the fuck knows? That's how much I care about it. I didn't even give it that much attention. I just like his music, you know? I mean, you know, listen, what happens to a lot of people, when you get so much money and fame, you just fall into a different bracket, and your attention that's given to you is part of this very, it's a minority of like heavy duty millionaires. So your interaction with regular people is so out of touch that it amazes me that his music is still has that driving force, because him as a person, I can't see him connecting with anyone on a one-on-one basis. But as far as musically, his shit is fire.
All right. Also, he was different from the beginning. You know, have you seen the Jordan doc?
No, I haven't. So I try to watch, it's called The Last Dance, right?
Last Dance, yeah.
Now, every time I YouTube it, different things come up. It doesn't seem like it's in chronological order.
I'm gonna send you something.
Yeah, I want to see them all. So
yeah.
direct me, please.
Gotcha.
Go ahead, though. What are you going to say about it?
Yo, they did a show on Dennis Rodman, and I was like, yo, that's the closest thing to Kanye I've ever seen.
Interesting.
Yo, that's the closest thing to Kanye, bro. That dude was a legit weirdo, just like Kanye was when he came out. Because Kanye was the first dude to like rock pink sweaters and like tight jeans and polo shirts.
Yeah,
like he was on that before anybody, bro. He was different to a lot of people.
Yeah, and also like they follow that model, like independent thinker. So they'll like throw themselves and immerse themselves into any different ideology, even if it's like, what? You know, like, how is that in support of like your real life? It's a little, I don't quite understand it, but.
You want to know how wild Dennis Rodman was?
He's fun though.
He's fun. You want to know how wild he was? When he took a break in the middle of the season, right? The Chicago Bulls last season. He goes to Vegas for like a week. He lands in Vegas. He goes to the parking lot of a casino. He's chugging a Miller Lite, right? He hops on a motorcycle and does 60 out of the parking lot. That's the kind of guy we're dealing with when it comes to Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, man, he's just like living on the edge type shit.
All the time, yo.
Yeah.
No helmet, by the way.
This is fucking orange ass hair.
Yeah. Yo.
Yeah, he was wild, bro. Tough motherfucker. He put everything into the game.
Yo, what have you been doing to stay happy during this time? I feel like a lot of motherfuckers.
I'll tell you, man. I once again, if I looked at the present situation in comparison to what I was just talking about things that I love, about a specific artist, you know what I'm focused on?
What?
On the stuff that I love. Why would I focus on anything else? So with this time, the stuff that I love is an abundance. I'm near my animals. I'm near my family. I'm able to work out when I want. I'm able to run when I want. I'm able to do a podcast at weird hours of the day. I'm able to write when I want. It's all in abundance. So that's what I put my energy into. And I just do a lot of it. And whenever it seems like the schedule is a little off tilt, I just create a schedule for myself. I got me a whiteboard that I can wash out each and every day. And every day I write something new, small goals for the day. And throughout the day, I check them off. Today, I'm going to run 5 miles. Going to do a podcast with Kevin. Going to change the lighting or something with one of the snake enclosures. Going to read a half hour with my daughter. Going to do my second workout, whatever. And I check them off throughout the day. And that gives me a routine. It gives me something to physically see and accomplish right then and there. That is not like a long-term thing. But all these things are building blocks to long-term goals. It's discipline, right? So if I want to run a marathon next year, I'm already building the blocks because I'm running every day. If I want to, add on to the podcast, I got the rhythm of the podcast. I've been doing the podcast every day. And I always just add on something new. Today, it might be like, damn, man, what a great session with Kev. But the next time I do the session, I'm going to have a second camera pointing this way for editing reasons. But I always add something new. I always try something different. Well, I train people during the day. When I'm training them, it's virtual. I got to be very creative. They don't have any weights. It's all body weight stuff and boxing. So I look up different workouts. I personally do the workouts so I can internalize what the person I'm training is feeling. And then it makes it a full experience. So dogs, anything that's going on outside of that world, and there's a lot of dire shit, deaths. We all know the obvious. Yeah. I don't consume too much of that because it'll mess up my balance. That's inevitable. What I can control is my individual health, my family's health, and my well-being in my jurisdiction. You know what I'm saying? And I just hope that whatever energy is exchanged with me and another, that they can adopt some of that. I can adopt some of their good energy or whatever. But there's too much negative stuff.
That's why you gotta stop. You can't watch the news every day.
You can't watch the news anymore. And there's also a lot of people who will suck energy out of you, and you gotta be very careful on who you give your time to, because all this shit is too short. Let me tell you right now, all this shit is too short to be worrying. When we are affected, in our own individual lives with hardships or whatever, best believe we are gonna have to put it together and react to it accordingly. And all the training I do throughout the day prepares me for that. But I can't succumb to constantly looking at the bad shit, worrying about when am I gonna get back to work? What does the future hold? Yo, that shit can go on all day. Oh my God, when's the next time I'm gonna do stand-up? I don't think about any of that shit. Yeah. I just do the things I enjoy doing in abundance.
Fuck yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Damn, son, I feel like I gotta go run 8 miles right now.
No, and it's all very small stuff too. Like if you're not running, you know what you tell yourself? I'm gonna run 10 minutes. And with that 10 minutes, I'm gonna take two walking breaks. And that's the goal. You write it down. And then you piece it again. And then that day you feel good. Like I did my 10 minutes. The next day, you do 15 minutes. And in the middle of that 15 minutes, if I can't run straight, I'm gonna walk 3 times. They're small, but you add on. And that's the beauty of it, because the ultimate goal, once you get that shit, it's like whatever. Like when I ran the marathon, I was like, whatever. But leading up to that is where I learned the most about myself. The same thing with like boxing. Like when I finally fought, like that was great. Winning was good. But like the training, all the blocks leading up to it were the most real enjoyable part because they're longer. They give you more lessons throughout. The process. Same thing with stand-up. You get these good shows like, oh my God, that show was amazing. Like I had to, that sticks with you a long time. But the blocks leading up to that are really.
I've been trying to
Wait, the last thing, because then you have something to compare it to. It's like, oh man, I came from, Monday nights at this spot, which is a hard room, but now you're able to appreciate the darkness. The people not paying attention, the TV's on, because you catch yourself at a fucking venue with fans who want to see comedy, 500 people, like it's all part of it. But you need something, you need a reference to go back to. You know what I'm saying?
To appreciate what you got going.
Exactly. Yo, that's one thing, though. I never forget like how fucking grateful I am for everything. Like my interaction with people, the people I meet. It's all that you really have. Like being grateful and being kind, because all the other shit is trivial. It's like all in your head. It could be noise, but those interactions with people you enjoy, that's a beautiful thing. Because there's a lot of shit. You know how many times you can share that energy with people? You're like, oh man, I want to deal with that shit.
Yeah, and I've done that too. I've been
I
I'm sharing this good energy right now. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
How crazy is that, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
no, go ahead.
Because I remember like when a comic you like tells you, oh, that was really funny. That shit goes so fucking far, right? Because there's a lot of I'm in the beginning of this shit, so I'm just struggling every day. You know, and when you finally get something funny, you get some fucking feedback from a person you respect. That shit means everything, and they don't need to do that shit.
Right.
They're way ahead of you. They don't need to talk to you at all.
Yeah. I always appreciate people who are like that because it shows how secure they are in their skin and where they're at. Because there's a lot of assholes in every profession, right? But there's someone who act, just behave like they're all aloof. They're all like nothing happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, maybe they're really just in their head about their set or whatever. But it's nice to be kind and not always think about yourself, to spread gratitude and share, and especially if you really felt like something was good, lets people know how good it was, sharing,
Yeah, bro. Fuck, man. What's the first thing you're doing after this is over?
I'm doing the same shit, man. I'm just gonna do it outside. Give me 1 second.
All right, go ahead, Cuz.
I'm doing the same thing. So, did you tell me that you had? Give me 1 second.
Go ahead.
Back on. It's so funny. So part of this, the training at the gym I'm doing, I do like virtual classes sporadically. So I recently did like a 15-minute class, and my assistant was a little person. Did you tell me you had a fight with a little person one time? And let me tell you something. I used to say midget, but I don't know if that's correct anymore. But you say what you want. I say little person. I don't get offended by that.
I hope nobody gets offended by it, but I'm gonna try to say little person though.
Did you really fight a little person?
I didn't fight. This is what happened. So I was like 16 years old, right? And when you're 16, bro, all you're thinking about is I was in love with every girl. I was one of those guys. So I'm walking this girl who I have a crush on home. She lived in East River Projects. Right? At least I think
that shit sounds scary. What's that, Harlem?
That's in East Harlem.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like on 101st by the river, bro. East River. So.
And where'd you grow up? You grew up in where?
I grew up in Spanish Harlem on 115th and 3rd.
Do you know Kenny Ortega, the comedian?
I don't know him, but I know of him.
I know of him. How about do you know Edgar Santana, the boxer?
No, I don't know.
He retired a few years back. Anyway, next time I think we'll have like a Harlem show, and I'll have both of them on, and you. That'd be dope.
Fuck yeah. So, and everybody in my neighborhood used to tell me, like, don't go to East River Projects if you're by yourself. Right?
Yeah, I felt like that shit was gully back in the days, too. I never went out there by myself unless I had people out there. It's just a different, I'm from the Lower East Side. That shit was way up.
I should explain this to winter, and everybody was getting robbed for their coats. Right?
What year was this? Oh, this is like 10 years.
2006.
Yeah.
2007, 2006, around there.
Yeah, like 14 years ago.
So, that's crazy. That's 14 years
ago. I know.
Holy shit.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So when our life becomes noisy and we start to thinking like, damn, man, I'm worrying about the same shit day after day. I'm concerned about the same thing. That's how fast it goes by. And meanwhile, we're fucking not doing the things we want to do with our lives and shit.
That's insane, yo. That actually just fucks me. You pointing that out.
You start crying, you just leave.
I should have never left the army. So I'm taking this girl. Now we're going through her place, and there's every conceivable person out there. Right?
What time of year is it?
It's the winter, right? But it's like a good winter.
So people are just hanging out in the middle of winter?
It's like 45 degrees though. It feels good outside.
Yeah, fucking basic New York shit.
So, but she knew everybody that was there. It was a basketball court, right? And there were benches, and there was like at least 70 people sitting on those benches.
God damn.
Right? And there's people still playing ball, right? So she says what's up to everybody. Everybody knew her, were very respectful towards her. So I'm thinking I'm good. I walk her to a door. I come back, bro. Ghost town. There's 7 people sitting in the benches.
That's weird.
So in my heart of hearts, I said, Kev, take the West Side Highway route. Nobody, take that route. There's nobody there. Nothing's gonna happen to you there. But I was like, how tough is this neighborhood really? So I wanted to test my gangster. I don't know why.
Oh God.
I don't know why, bro. I was young and dumb, So, and I was rolling with some hotheads. I just wanted to see.
Oh, you weren't by yourself?
No, I was by myself. But
Okay.
at that time in my life, I was rolling with like crazy individuals.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, but I see these people. They saw me with that girl, right? So I think I'm good. So I walk, and I was like, whatever you do, don't turn your head to them. Don't acknowledge they exist. And I'm walking by them, and like, hey, yo, what you looking at?
Oh, God.
I know for a fact I was looking north. I didn't look east or west. I was dead
north.
So I'm like, they can't be talking to me. So I kept walking. Then they get up. They like jog towards me lightly, and I turned around and I leaned up against this, those black metal fences projects have?
Yeah.
I leaned up against one of those. And I'm like, all right, at least I got no one behind me, and they in a half circle. And they're like,
wait, tell me, I missed that last part. They rolled up on you?
They like ran up to me, like to where I was. So I'm like, okay, I'm leaned up against the fence and in a half circle around me, and I look at everybody and I see a midget. And I'm like, these guys can't be that tough. They rolling, or like in my head, I was thinking that. So he was like, who you know around here?
Was he black, white? I mean, he wasn't white.
Spanish as
He's
fuck.
Spanish?
Yeah. He had braids. He had like blonde braids.
Blonde braids?
Like dirty blonde braids.
That's hilarious.
So I'm there, and all I'm thinking is, thank God I didn't wear my North Face.
Yeah.
Right, because that would have been they would have slashed me up, took my North Face, and they would have been, each of them would have wore it every other week. So, so they're like, where you from and who you know around here, right? And I was like, I know Boom. That was one of the big homies in this Pyru game. And he goes, who the fuck is Boom? And the midget, the little, damn, I fall, yo. The little person jumps up and snuffs the side of my head.
Yo, he Bushwick Billed you. Remember Bushwick Bill? When my mom's playing tricks on me? This year, Halloween fell on the weekend.
Yo,
me and Get a Boys trick-or-treating. So he snuffed you?
He snuffed me, and
connected.
That Dominican Spanish blood started boiling, right? Because I felt chips of teeth in my mouth, right?
Oh.
Yo, so I'm like, I know Boom. And he goes, we don't know no motherfucking Boom. You got some money? I have like my lunch money, right? And he goes, you got money in the phone? I had I had a Columbia coat on, right? That shit had 97 pockets, right? I'm doing parlor tricks. I'm like, I don't got a phone because I'm explaining to them like we're not allowed to bring it in our high school. We got metal detectors. The midget comes, dumps me again.
What?
He jumps. He fucking Bushwick bills me again for not having a cell phone.
He's just mad at you.
And I pulled out $7. I'm like, yo, I got this. You can have it. Right? He looks at it. Their OG looked at it. He was like, he went like this. They parted the fucking sea. He goes, you got 20 seconds. Bro, I fucking booked it. I booked it the fuck out. I called the homie Boom as soon as I got home. And I'm angry. I'm hot. right?
Hell yeah, man.
I got $7 taken from me. At least I came out with my life, but I wanted revenge, and I wanted to fuck up that midget, bro. Yo, I wanted to rob him or something, get his clothes to like my nephew or some shit, you know? So, boom.
You know what's crazy? I never seen an old midget, an old little person. I don't think they live long, bro. You ever seen an old one?
I don't think so.
Yo, think about it, bro.
Yo, I've never seen an old.
I've never seen an old little person. I think the lifespan is mad short.
Damn. I never even thought about that. Well, you know what? He probably dead now. Good for him.
What's the casket like? Like a Timberland shoebox? Like seriously, Bob.
Yo.
I'm just trying to make you feel better because you got duffed.
Yo, but like I got duffed twice by a midget, and boom, like he was like, "Yo, Cat, let me ask you a question." Like he's an OG. He's like, I could round up the homies. Do you really want to lay down on this sword? Do you, or whatever the fuck the saying is?
Yeah.
Do you really want to do this? Because I could do it, but like there's gonna be shots. Like you want to be responsible for people's death. They took $7 from you. Why would it be?
Yeah.
Because you lucky. I was like, oh damn, this motherfucker right. And that was an OG telling me that, you know, like he was like,
yeah.
violence all the time.
So what do you think? They were blood, right? Or you never know?
I don't know. I think that was a Crip area though.
Yeah, who the hell knows, man? That's wild. Well, I'm glad you're okay, man. Those stories are, I mean, we joke about it, we share them, and they're funny, but it's always good to come out pretty much unscathed from those situations. I mean, you could have got cut.
Way worse, yo.
Yeah, it could have been way worse. They could have just cut you for the joy of cutting you, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, that little person could have jumped up and cut you like twice, you know, just for ranking.
Oh my God, they told the girl, by the way. The girl that I walked, they told her what happened.
Who told her? The crew?
Boom told her. He was dating her cousin. So she come back to me. She was mad sweet. She was really sweet and pretty. When she came back to me, like, yo, who did it? Who did it? Let me know.
Did you tell her it was the little guy?
I didn't have the balls. I didn't tell nobody for years that he duffed me.
Yo,
that shit was staying with me, yo. Imagine me talking
I mean, the funny thing is, like, that was X amount of years ago. If I walked around there right now and say, hey, do you know a little guy with braids? They know, because there's not many of them. That's like, like, I'm sure everyone knows who he is.
And it's very specific, too. It's in the project.
Yeah, also, I got questions, man. Maybe, like, if they get locked up, do they go to regular jail?
Yeah.
Or they go to little jail? Like, seriously, man.
They go to real jail, bro.
Do they go somewhere different? Yeah. These are questions we need answered, Bob. We need to come out with a ghetto soft drink, and it has, you know how Snapple has the Snapple facts?
Yeah.
I was just have dirtbag facts.
Dirtbag facts, bro. DBFs. Oh my God, I never thought about that shit. Yo. I really didn't think that he could possibly be dead right now. Oh,
yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. I think he is dead.
I mean, if he's wilding out like that,
I'm pretty sure.
He probably a guy who behaves that way probably doesn't eat well. He's a little person, so I don't think they live long. So he got a lot against him. He's involved in criminal activity.
I may be remembering this wrong, but there's a pretty famous little person in New York that got shot up because he was a drug dealer. And
I remember seeing that in the newspaper.
It might have been him, bro. He might have been from.
Yeah, but that dude was black. You saying this one was a Puerto Rican?
This guy was very light skinned with braids.
Yeah, no, the one I've heard that was a drug dealer was was black, and he was from like I think the Bronx or something.
Oh, that's not him, man. Yeah. You know, all midgets are the same to me. So.
I like how you're going back and forth between little person and midget. Like, what rolls off the tongue better?
Midgets.
You know, for a long time, I wanted one as a pet. That's concerning. Like, like I thought, I used to tell people that as a joke, and I would like, oh man, I'll get like a water bottle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can put him on my shoulder.
Me and my buddy said that, like, maybe if we call him Mijay, like French it up a little bit, it'll sound better. Because little person don't sound good to me. But Majay,
Yo, you got a Majay?
You got a Majay? Yo, you a Majay? Yo, tell me that's not fire.
Majay. A Majay.
Majay. Yo, man. I love
that was real dirtbag. That I would say that's how I tapped into my stand-up. That was my first joke in the schoolyard. But like, yeah, man, I want a midget as a pet. People used to crack up. I was like 15 years old, and for a long time I reused that bit, and they used to have people, and it was long and elaborate. Talk about how I would feed it and all that shit, and people would like cry laughing.
Watch it shed its skin.
Yeah. But you try to do a joke like that right now. First of all, it's like super like outdated. It's just what I'm saying. The times have changed, right? But that was like one of those jokes that I did privately with my friends, and it got me the itch to do stand up, and that's how I shortly after that shot this stand up.
Oh, that's wild, yo.
Yeah. So basically, that little person joke inspired the drive because the reaction I got from it. There's always something that you do as a kid that you might talk about that makes everyone laugh across the board, and you might redo it. Just like stand-up. A lot of people don't realize stand-up is like that, right? You ever have an audience member like, oh my God, do you have a different act every time you go up? I'm like, no, man, I'm not a genius. I'm a regular motherfucker who reuses this shit.
Yo, I hate when I'm chipping. I'm a regular motherfucker who reuses this shit. I hate when they come up to me and be like, we're talking and I'm making them laugh. He's like, is this gonna go in your act? Is this gonna go?
Oh God. No, you're not that interesting.
Yeah, what are you talking about, bro? Get out of here.
Or when they want to give you advice, you know what you should use. God.
Oh, son.
Yeah, so after a while, there's people who respond to all that shit. A lot of times I just give them a goofy ass smile. I'm like, oh yeah. Because I'm a nice guy.
I see you do that.
Yeah, that's my face. I'm just when I do this, Kev, oh shit, yeah. And I'm out, right? You might see me walk out like that.
You still smoke cigarettes?
Shh, man. Now I gotta do editing, man. I come across. I'm a fraud. I come across as this health guru. So honestly, it's been months. So every time you see me, I might have like a one or two from my spots.
I don't think I've ever seen you smoke a cigarette. I've been asking you went like this.
No. I do it.
Yo, I gave you an out.
With certain shows. What was that?
Gave you an out right there, Sergio. Like,
yeah, I know, and I don't run with it. I didn't take the hint. Which, by the way, there was another time. These are life lessons, right? When people set you up to do the right thing or the wrong thing. My friend, he worked at a place called Ray's. It's famous in the Lower East Side. It's a 24-hour ice cream shop. They sell fried Oreos. They sell waffles. But it's during the pandemic, what we're going through right now, it never closed. It's still open, right across the street from Tompkins Square Park. My friend, he worked there at the age of I don't know, 12, 13. He was a young kid working there. And they would take the money for whatever you were purchasing and throw it in a big-ass box. Boom. I go in there, I buy a hot dog for $1. Boom. He gives me 40 singles. And I'm like that. He's hooking me up.
Yeah.
And I'm like this. Oh, I only gave you $1. I don't think I get change.
Yo, you fucking.
He's like, oh, my bad. And I'm like this. What's he doing? I don't think I get change after $1.
Oh my goodness.
Dirtbag.
I've done dumb shit like my uncle would take me to a bar and I'm underage. Right? And he'd be like, you 21, right, Kev? I'd be like, no, I'm 19. No. You don't know your nephew's birthday, you fucking dirtbag?
Yeah. It's just so dumb. And those are things that stick with you for a long time. Because then you'll go in the bathroom of that establishment, even though you have to leave because you're under 21. You'll go in the bathroom, washing your hands. You'll be like, and you'll say it out loud in the mirror. Right? You start like, I'm like, why did I say that?
Say that dumb shit, yo. Oh my
God. Yeah, I remember being in the club and flirting with a girl or whatever. And she's like, oh, I wouldn't, this is young shit, right? Or whatever. Not even at a club. This is before that. When you'll be at a park. And the girl's 16 and you're 13. It's oh, I'll make out with you if he was 15. And then I'm like, oh, but I'm 12. Like,
people don't talk about female predators.
Right.
People, especially in the Spanish community, bro. People don't. Every woman that was like, I will fuck little Baba. Remember when they would say shit like that?
Yeah.
I was always sitting right next to those girls.
Yeah.
Not women, I should say.
Yeah.
Yo, people don't talk about that shit, bro.
Yo, let me tell you something. My sister had a friend that was like, yo, and I honestly enjoyed it. I wasn't supposed to. I was like in first grade, dogs. Second grade.
First grade?
Yeah, like did this shit, You and asked me, you want me to stop? And I was like, yeah, because I knew it was the right answer, but I didn't want her to stop. Y'all was young, dog.
Yo, you want to know? Well, why? I'm gonna tell you one wild. Damn, should I say this shit?
Yo, I opened the can of worms. Feel free.
When I was in pre-K.
Why you have to outdo me? I have this wild story about being molested by a 15-year-old when I was in first grade. And you'd be like, yeah, but check this out. When I was born, you're like, yo, you were like, you're like, should I smash your story? You're like, when I was 2 days old, boom. Yo, why you gotta outdo me, bro? It's my show.
Yo, it's competitive. I'm watching that Jordan doc, bro. I'm competitive right now.
Oh, funny. So you're in pre-K. That's bad.
I'm in pre-K, and I was a talker. I'm talking, and my teacher was like, you keep talking, I'm gonna put you in timeout. And timeout was a separate fucking, she put us in isolation, bro. Right? So she put us in a room.
Were you in Catholic or public school?
This is public school. Right? So whatever. I started talking. She puts me back in that. She puts me in that solitary confinement, and I'm in there. I'm sitting down. She walks in like 10 minutes later. She goes, "Are you gonna stop talking?" And I said, "No." She goes, "Okay." She takes off her shoe. She takes off her stocking, and she puts it in my mouth.
And you loved it. To this day, yo, to this day, you prefer that sort of sexual activity.
Prefer it. I don't live without it.
You were like, that's a wild thing to do to a child.
That's a wild thing. I never forgot it. I told my mom like last year for the first time, right? Because I blanked out after that. I don't really remember what happened.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I told my mom like last year, but as a joke, like I'm telling you now. And I never see, my mom usually laughs. She was like, why didn't you tell me that shit?
Yeah.
And I was like, Mom, because I didn't want you to tell her to stop. She did not laugh.
As a kid, do you remember enjoying it? Or was it like something odd to you? What was the feeling?
It was odd. I'm joking, like I'm poking fun, but it was really odd. Yeah.
Well, the same thing with me. Mine was like full on in bed. I'm having someone older, It was like, it's not right, but I was, how old are you when you're in first grade?
5 maybe?
Yeah,
no, 6.
I might have been a little older. I might have been like 6 or 7. Either way, I'm a fucking child.
Yo,
you remember? But I do remember like, yo, this is not bad. but I did know it was wrong. And you don't know, I mean, that stuff messes you up, like your interaction later on with people,
My shit been smooth. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're gonna leave me alone with that. You're like, yeah. You're basically like this. Yo, Serge, if you ain't able to fuck anymore, that's your business.
You gotta use that Bluetooth.
You're basically like this. I can smoke, right? You're like, yo, you could get virtual therapy. I'm sure it's available. But I just don't know. But it has to affect you some way, or maybe this makes for a good dirtbag story on the podcast. I don't know.
I'm sure it's affected me in some ways, bro.
Look, you don't want me to be alone. You're an empathetic guy. You don't want me to be alone. You're like, oh yeah, it affects me too.
Yeah, it's affected me.
No, yeah. I mean, you're like, Sergio, I gotta go. No, your shit is you're like, you don't date girls unless they got the grandma stockings on. You're
Nah,
like, you got those beige joints.
You gotta rock some fishnets out here, boy.
No, the beige joints. The
Yeah.
The Hasidics wear.
the Catholic nun joints, bro.
Yeah. Ugh.
Oh my goodness, yo.
Oh man, you're a man, bro. I had a great time, man. You want to plug anything in? We shared a few dirtbag stories. We covered a lot, man. And I want to make sure I have you back on, and we got a couple of heads on. We'll have a ball like we did today.
Yo, Serge, I want to thank you first of all for having me on. I love this shit, dirtbag shit. You're a dirtbag, and I love it. If you want to follow other dirtbags, my podcast, Low End Gigolos. Me and 2 other comics do it. It's fire. We stay riffing, stay talking shit. No PC shit. And yeah, man. And also just do some shit to make yourself happy in this quarantine, bro. Like right now, you know what I'm doing, Serge?
What was that?
You know what I'm doing, Serge? I'm fucking I've been helping out people.
What have you been doing? Like charity work?
Nah, during the quarantine, I've been helping single mothers.
Doing what? I feel like you're setting me up.
Yeah, I've been helping single mothers, 45 of them. Swear to God. Oh, jokes aside. Swear to God.
What have you been doing?
I've been supporting their OnlyFans accounts. And I'm under their subscription now. So
Stupid.
I'm just saying, I hope 45 single is that $8 a subscription is easy. That shit.
Wait,
like,
come on. So what is that exactly?
OnlyFans is like
It's like a dance, like they do striptease type of thing.
It's basically like custom webcamming.
Okay.
Right. And yeah, man. So like I'm supporting them, bro. Support these single mothers out here, yo. That's a
Wait. Why do you think they're single moms? Maybe they have.
Oh, they're all single moms, bro.
Not all.
Most
maybe the ones you deal with, but not all. Sometimes it's just like a part of
the ones
life.
that wear the stockings that I want, single mothers, right? All right, those $8 is enough for some milk and some off-brand cereal. I'm helping out the cause, son.
Dirtbag. You're the man, Kev. So follow Kev at Live with Sanchez on Instagram. I'm so happy we're connected, man. You're a good dude. I always liked your energy, man. You're funny as hell, bro. And I'm glad that we were able to do this podcast, bro.
Yo, my man. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it,
bro. Peace, God. Yo, if you need anything, man, make sure that you contact Eric Miller, because I can't help you. Eric Miller's our boy, and that's how we met each other.
Yo,
so man. Don't contact me, man. Peace. I'm out.
Yo, my man. Que Dios te bendiga. Yo, we leaving this meeting?
Yo, this is not awkward like this.
Yeah.
I'm ending this shit. Peace.
All right.
Later, bro.